Problem 13.3.9. So this is the Wilcoxon signed rank. The difference between this and the sign test is that here, not only do you look at the differences, the sign differences, now you rank them, the absolute value of the differences, you rank them. Then you sum the positives and the negatives. And the lower sum is called the T. So for this one, it says use a 5% significance level to test the claim that the cans are filled so the median is 12 ounces. There it is. The median is equal to 12 ounces. That means it's a two-tailed, and not equal would be the alternative. All right, so that's the setup for the test. Calculate the Wilcoxons. Okay, once again, StatCrunch is not going to be very good, and I'll show you why. Oop, forgot to put the data. So I open the data into StatCrunch. Now you can do this one of two ways. You could do it as a single column. Let's see if that works. Nonparametrics Wilcoxon sign rank. So it's not paired, it's one variable, but we got to change the test because we're comparing it to 12. It's either equal to 12 or not equal to 12. So it's essentially like a paired test. It's just that all the data in column 1 will be compared to 12 as a constant. So we compute. What happens? Oh, forgot to hit the variable 1. Okay. Now, it tells us that there's 35 readings that are either positive or negative. There's only 112 there, so that's the only 0. That's why n is 35. Now, you see the Wilcoxon stat is way too high, and I'll show you the reason for that. Is because you can find the total sum of all the ranks. If there's 35, then there's the sum. It's 35 choose 2 is 35 times 36. It's n times n plus 1 divided by 2. So the total number of ranks are 630, and so the Wilcoxon stat is the smaller of the two. If the sum is 630, and if I subtract 451.5, that's the T, 178.5. See, if I put in what they tell me, 451.5, it's going to say it's wrong. See? So what I got to do is subtract that was, what was it again? 178.5. Because it's always the smaller of the two sums. Okay, that's one of the problems with the StatCrunch. Now the other problem is I have to calculate the z. How do I do that? If I go to Wilcoxon, this is section 3. There's the test statistic. So I use the t that we got, 178. Let me move this a little bit. So I take 178.5, that's the T, and I subtract 1/4, so 0.25 times n was 35, times n plus 1 is 36. So that's the numerator. And the denominator is the square root of n, which is 35, times n plus 1, which is 36, times 2n plus 1, which is 2 times 35 plus 1 is 71, divided by 24. Here's my z-stat. Oop, I got too many parentheses. My bad. I always add extra parentheses. So the z-stat to 2 decimal places is minus 2.24. So negative 2.24. Okay. Critical values. Well, since it was I forgot, it's 5%, so that's plus or minus 1.96. That's our old buddy. Like I said, you get to know these just from memory. Okay, so we're outside. We're in the left-hand tail, so we're going to reject H naught. But it's A says insufficient. It's C. There is sufficient evidence to warrant the claim. So there is a difference in the from 12 ounce. So it's C. The median, where did I get that? So I don't need this right now. The median's 12.1. There it is. Since the median's 12.1, I don't think the customers are being cheated. That's how I would answer it, and that's a good answer. Okay. Unfortunately, we lose all the raw data. If I do it again, see, we could have done this in stat disk. I didn't save the original data though, or did I? Yes, I did. It's right here. Here's the original data. So if I take this original data and I go to stat disk, I just want to change these, so I'm going to change these. Looks like it. And now notice that I think in stat disk, let's see if it's, yeah, I need matched pairs. I can't just reset the test. So matched pairs, notice that column 2 is all 12s. And it was 05, so that stays. Let's see if we get the same numbers. Here's your minus 2.24, there's your plus or minus 1.96. And there's your 178.5 on your test statistic. So if you want more complete, you have to use stat disk, although you still have to add this whole column of 12s. I just put like 4 of them in and copy and paste until I get all of them put in. You don't have to enter all of them by hand. Okay, so that's it for problem 13.3.9. This is Dr. K signing off.